got Nadula hair from AliExpress, 613 blonde, Brazilian straight. I got inches 22, 22, 24 and a 18-inch frontal. The frontal I got was very full, very good quality hair. I did not do anything extra to it. I just took it out of the pack and made my wig. I wanted to see how it looked on my skin. I was very happy. So things you will need for this wig is a dome cap, not a black one, a blonde one, needles, T-pins, a scissors, and of course the thread. As you can see, I didn't use any black thread, and of course the head. So first things first, you're going to place the wig cap on to the mannequin head. As you can see, it's very stretchy. You're going to place it slant as how it would sit on your head. Next, you're going to put the frontal on, and doing this by using the T-pins to help you. Normally when I do my frontals, I put them 1/2 inch in front of the wig cap with a T-pin, and I form an M in the middle of the front using the lace of the frontal. So I place down both sides using a T-pin. Make sure that the back is flat, so when your wig is finished, it sits flat on your head. So as you can see, there's an M at the front and it's very flat. Now I'm going to sew the frontal on. And when doing this, you need to make sure that you're only putting the needle through the wig cap and not the mannequin or the cling film that I wrapped it in. While sewing down the frontal, use the T-pins to guide you in order to keep it flat. This is the end result of me sewing my frontal on. As you can see, it's very flat. There's an M at the front. And yeah, now I just need to get all this hair out the way so I can sew my bundles on. At this point, I was checking to see if it was even on both sides. And the first bundle that I'll be sewing on, I'll put the longest length, which is 24. When making my wigs, I don't cut the wefts because that leads to shedding. And in making this wig with 3 bundles along with a frontal, I'm gonna have to do it double wefted. When I'm sewing the hair, I'll use a T-pin to hold the opposite end while I sew the hair, as this helps me to sew it in a much easier way. So now I've finished my first layer of hair, and I need to neatly fold the hair back to the other side, using the T-pin again to hold it while I sew this next line of hair across. As you can see, I'm neatly sewing it across while repeating the same method of bending it as I get to the side where the frontal is. So at this point, I've skipped out all of the video footage of me sewing in the middle bundle, which is 22 inches, and I've moved on to me doing the last bundle, as this bundle is the most important. This is the bundle being 22 inches, that's going to the top. And in sewing this bundle, you need to make sure that it is sewn as flat as you can get it, because this is going to be at the top of your head on your wig, and you need your wig to lay flat. In sewing the last bundle, you have to make sure you're sewing as flat as possible, and I tried my very best not to cut the wefts. So as you can see, I'm getting closer and closer to the frontal. So as you can see, I'm sewing the last bundle on, and it's getting a bit closer, and at this point I had to tie a knot to make sure that it's safe and secure and it won't be taken off the wig cap. So at this point, I realized that there could only be 3 layers left, and I was insisted on not cutting my wefts. I was brushing, seeing how good it's gone, and I had to do a slight change in the way that I was doing it. So I took one piece of the weft and I sewed it down first, while the other was hovering over the top. I did not know how this was gonna turn out, and I had to zoom it in so you guys could see exactly what I was doing, because I just had to improvise in order to get all the 3 bundles to fit on my wig cap. So as you can see, I'm still sewing on the first weft of hair. As you can see, the gap that's in between the weft that I've already sewn and the frontal will now be filled by the last bit of weft that's left. And in doing this, I will be sewing this in a very flat way to make sure that it sits flat. As you can see, it turned out pretty good because it's all sat in place, and I used all 3 bundles without cutting any weft. And then sewing the last layer of hair, I made knots to make sure that my layer of hair was sat in place.
Inna the giddy and you have to buckle up your lace. Be smart, don't be a gruff, no, no. Life it's a journey.